In 1986, the city of Pripyat was a utopia, built exclusively for the workers of the nearby Vladimir Ilyich Lenin nuclear power plant. It was a shining symbol of technological progress and Soviet prestige. The average age was just 26. To understand the disaster, you have to understand the reactor. Chernobyl used an RBMK-type reactor. It was massive, capable of producing immense power, but it harbored a dark secret. It was highly unstable at low power levels. On the night of April 25th, the night shift was tasked with a long-delayed safety test. The goal was simple. If the plant lost power, could the dying momentum of the turbines keep the cooling water pumps running long enough for the backup diesel generators to kick in? But the test was delayed, handing the complex operation to an unprepared night shift. As they lowered the power, a sudden drop caused the reactor to fall into a poisoned state, choking the reaction. To force the power back up and complete the test, operators began pulling out the control rods, the brakes of the reactor. They pulled out almost all of them. The reactor was now a ticking time bomb, stripped of its safety measures and generating massive amounts of steam. At 1 hour 23 minutes and 40 seconds a.m., realizing the power was surging uncontrollably, Shift Supervisor Alexander Akimov ordered the AZ5 button to be pressed. The emergency shutdown. It was meant to drop all the control rods back into the core at once to kill the reaction. But the RBMK control rods had a fatal design flaw. Their tips were made of graphite. For a fraction of a second as they entered the core, instead of cooling the reaction, the graphite accelerated it. The immediate aftermath was defined by denial. The plant management refused to believe the core was gone. First responders, the heroic firefighters of Pripyat, arrived thinking it was a standard roof fire. They had no radiation gear. Many would succumb to acute radiation syndrome within weeks. Worse still, the city of Pripyat wasn't immediately evacuated. For 36 hours, life went on as an invisible, lethal ash rained down. The Soviet government maintained absolute silence. It wasn't until radiation alarms went off at a nuclear plant in Sweden, over 600 miles away, that the world realized what had happened. Chernobyl was more than an environmental disaster. It was a catalyst. The tragedy forced an unprecedented level of transparency and shattered illusions of infallibility, becoming a defining fracture in the twilight of an empire. It stands today as a haunting monument to the devastating cost of lies and the incredible bravery of those who stepped into the fire to stop them. The power surged to over 100 times its designed capacity. The water instantly flashed to steam, blowing the 1,000-ton lid right off the reactor. Oxygen rushed in, igniting the graphite. Reactor 4 was completely destroyed, and the core was exposed to the open air. 5:45 to 8 o'clock. ACT3, the liquidators, and the silence. If you found this deep dive into history valuable, hit the like button and subscribe for more. Let me know in the comments, what historical event should we uncover next?
I in wine